Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have swatches for you from the Mayflowers collection from MLF Lacquer. This collection goes on sale May 3rd, so in the description box below I will link the MLF site, I will link their Instagram page, and I will link my Instagram page where you can see more swatches of everything from this collection. I do also have a limited edition single batch polish to share with you from the maker's 30th birthday. So that will be there at the end. So there's 5 polishes in the Mayflowers collection as well as the birthday polish. So we have 6 polishes to look at today, and let's go ahead and get started. So first we have Darling Daisy, and this is described as a white crelly with a blue and a gold micro flaky, as well as blue shimmer and gold ultra chrome chameleon flakies. So here's our first coat of Darling Daisy. So this is pretty sheer here on this first coat. The formula on it is pretty good. It's a little bit on the thicker side, but it's definitely not difficult to work with. It doesn't have the best self-leveling properties though, so that's where the thickness comes into play. You get a ton of flakies out without having to do anything special, and they are easy to lie across the nail nice and evenly. This is also completely opaque in 2 coats. This one is going to dry down pretty dull, so you will want a glossy top coat to finish this off, but nothing in here is going to dry textured or be difficult to remove. And you'll notice that you'll see 2 different brushes here, and this one had the skinnier brush, so there is 2 coats. So up next we have Sunflower Shimmer, and this is described as a yellow crelly with a pink to orange to purple shifting shimmer and an orange to yellow to pink iridescent flaky. So here's our first coat of Sunflower Shimmer, and we are working with the wider brush for this polish. I'm not really sure why, but you will see that there are 2, maybe even 3 different size brushes in this collection. So the formula on this is good, not too thick or too thin, very smooth and easy to work with, just a little bit sheer here on this first coat. So here's our second coat, and that does cover completely in 2 coats for me, but depending on your application you may want to go in for a 3rd coat. This one is also going to dry down pretty dull, so you will want a glossy top coat to finish this off, but nothing is going to dry textured, nothing is going to be difficult to remove. I did want to note that I had some nail staining with this one though. So there is 2 coats. So up next we have Lotus Flower Bomb, and this is described as a pale green, slight linear hollow with a pink shimmer. Here's our first coat of Lotus Flower Bomb. So this covers pretty well here on this first coat. It's not completely opaque, so I am going to go for a 2nd coat. Formula is again smooth and easy to apply, not too thick or too thin, pretty easy to work with. My only qualm with this one is the brush strokes. They do tend to hang around, so if you don't like that, you might want to sponge on your final coat. Otherwise, just work in relatively straight strokes. So this does cover completely in 2 coats for me. This one is also going to dry down pretty dull, so you will want a glossy top coat to finish this off. But just like the rest of them, nothing is going to dry textured and nothing is going to be difficult to remove, and you will see that hollow in the sunlight primarily. So there is 2 coats. Up next we have Blue Orchid, and this is described as a blurple cream, slight linear hollow with a purple micro flaky. So here's our first coat of Blue Orchid. So we are working again with this skinnier brush. Formula on this is pretty good. It's a little bit on the thinner side, but it's again not difficult to work with. It just makes it where it might want to run and pull if you do too thick of a coat. This one does cover pretty well in the first coat. It is obviously not completely opaque, so I am going to go in for a 2nd coat. So here's our 2nd coat, and that does cover completely in 2 coats for me. Depending on your application, you may want to go in for a 3rd coat of this one. This is also going to dry down pretty dull, so you will want a glossy top coat to finish this off. This one will also shine more in the sunlight, as that holographic is not the star of this polish. Nothing in here again is going to dry textured and be difficult to remove. So there is 2 coats. And lastly, from the Mayflowers collection, we have Enchanted Rose, and this is described as a dusty pink packed with a linear hollow microflake and a gold shimmer. So here's our first coat of Enchanted Rose. So this covers pretty well here on this first coat. It's not completely opaque, So I am going to go in for a second coat. Formula is very smooth, very easy to work with, no running, pulling, staining, no complaining for this one. The shimmer that's in here stands out really, really nicely, and it will shine that holographic whether you're indoors or outdoors. So this does cover completely in 2 coats for me. Depending on your application, you may want to go in for a 3rd coat of this one if you work in super thin coats. This is also going to dry down a little bit dull, so you will want a glossy top coat to finish it off, but it's not difficult to remove. And then Jessica's 30th birthday polish is called 1989, and this is described as a purple linear hollow with a purple and pink microflake. And here's our first coat of 1989. So this one also covers really well here on this first coat, and we are back to working with the more thicker brush of the 2 options. Formula on this is again very smooth and easy to work with, not too thick or too thin, no running or pulling or staining with this one either. The shimmer that's in here stands out really, really beautifully. I think this is so beautiful. The hollow that's in here stands out. It's not the primary focus of the polish again, but it does stand out whether you're indoors or outdoors. And it does cover completely in 2 coats. Again, it dries down dull, so you will want a glossy top coat to finish this off, but nothing's going to dry textured and nothing is going to be difficult to remove. So there is 2 coats. So my favorite is Enchanted Rose. This is such a really, really beautiful pink shade. It's a holographic. It's got a good 2-coat formula. This one is definitely a standout in the collection, but I also really liked their 30th birthday polish, the 1989. Was really pretty as well. If you're a purple lover, if you're a pink lover, this one is definitely for you. And guys, that is it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this collection. Let me know if you plan on picking any of them up, and let me know what your favorite was. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I will talk to you again next time.